interesting. So one of the things that's weird to me, not net, you'll see it tonight when you have something that can throw an exception. If I create a method, private void, whatever, and I put something inside here that can throw an exception, like this file input thing we're going to work with. File input reader, I think it's called. If I new up one of these, this thing can throw a couple of different kinds of exceptions. And so, and I don't know if this is a Java thing or an Eclipse thing, but I'm guessing it must be a Java thing. Because this thing can throw an exception, I either have to wrap it in a try catch, or I have to come up here and add throws and then whatever my exceptions are up here. So essentially I have to decorate the method. And all that's doing is saying that this method can throw one of these kinds of exceptions. I don't have to do that in .NET. And I'm not really sure, and I guess I could Google it. I don't really know what the benefit of that is. Other than
how do you know what the throws are going to be before you run it?
Well, because the components inside here that I'm using, the classes that I'm using in here,
yeah,
those throw exceptions or can throw exceptions. So all you're really doing is decorating this signature of this method and saying this method can throw one of these kinds of exceptions hanging out here. It's just different, right? It's just one of those things that I'm not used to. Because in .NET, you don't have to do that. Your method can throw an exception, and you don't have to identify to the outside world the kind of exception that it can throw. So I don't know if this makes Java better or worse. It's just different and annoying if you're not used to it. But I'll show you tonight. I'm really getting ahead of I'm about an hour ahead of myself. But I'll show you how Eclipse can help you with that syntax. Because you remember how you can right click on something and you get the little pop-up window, and it'll do the same thing and help you with.
Tell you what throws are expected.
Yeah, and automatically add it. Although I did find something to be aware of when you're using that. So, all right, let's give. I guess we'll give another 5-10 minutes. And we'll get started. I need to find a new theme.
That's a theme?
Well, yeah, the blank theme. I used to use the green one. I kind of like the green one because the green one looks the overhead. Some of these colors just look horrible on these overheads. I don't understand. I've watched doc students, and it amazes me. I would think at this level they would have a little more sense. Do a presentation, and they go for these really dark backgrounds with dark font on top of it, and then you can't see any of it. It looks great, you know, when you're looking at it on the screen, but I don't think they think about from up here. Like, I'm not the world's greatest designer, but I know enough to know you don't put dark font on a dark background and then put it up on an overhead and expect anybody to have any kind of chance of being able to read it. I'm surprised DeVry doesn't have a, ooh, that's hard to read. How are you doing tonight, Anthony?
Pretty good.
It's two. That's not terrible. I can dig that. Week 6, one more week to go. I think next week we talk about how to distribute the Java apps that you write. So we're going to talk about jar files. And someone asked me a question, I think it was back in week 2 or week 3. And I gave a really long-winded answer. I'm going to try to re-give that answer because I understand the answer to the question better now. Next week, we'll talk about jar files and how to create projects, because it's pretty common when you're working on a large project to have, in this class, our assignments are pretty small. And so, you know, in our world right now, you might go create a Java project for the iLab that you're working on, and everything goes in that one project. Well, in the real world, at least in the not, it's pretty common to have multiple. It's pretty common to have they're called solutions in .NET, but it's pretty common to have your application be broken up into multiple projects. So for example, really